Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a video to talk about if you've got some kids and you've got some old golf clubs and you want to cut some down instead of going and buying some proper ones from the shop. What I've done here is this is the one I've cut down. I'll take you through how to go about doing that, the steps. Back in the day my first job was working in a pro shop, so taking grips off, cutting them down the size, etc. I used to do that quite a lot. It was actually quite good when it took me back. Made me feel quite young again. So this is what I've got here is an 8 iron. So hopefully the boys will be able to get a little bit of air with the balls that they're hitting around in the backyard. So the first thing you need to do is remove the grip. Now, the thing you need to do is go down to your chemist, or you may already have it, is go down and get a syringe and get the thickest needle that you can. I've got no idea what sort of gauge this is, but just get the thickest one that you can get. You've got to fill it up with petrol, then you've got to put it in the vise, and we've got to stab it a few times and fill it up with petrol, and then it will actually just slide off. It's pretty straightforward. Important thing to remember is to put a towel over the top when you're injecting the petrol in, because it sometimes has the tendency to spurt back out the hole that you've just stabbed into the grip, and you don't want to get petrol in your eye all over yourself. So follow me. Now the other thing that you need to do is make sure you measure it to the length that you want. So like I said, here's a couple that I've cut down earlier. Now I've got two kids that are at different heights, so sort of somewhere in the middle there. So what I'm going to do here is just cut it, so it's got probably about an extra inch, because this will be for the taller of my two boys, about there, and they can always grip up and down the club a little bit if needed. So just make a note with a texter so you can find it, and then we'll get the hacksaw out and we'll give it a cut. So because you're not going to use the top end of the club, put that in the vise when you're doing it. That way you won't damage the shaft when you're cutting it. Grab the other hacksaw. Bit noisy, isn't it? What am I doing? Yeah. Now, once you've cut the golf club down, jam it in your vise or whatever that you've got holding it. You can actually crimp it now. Give it a good thing so it won't actually sort of wiggle out on you. That way it's not going anywhere. Now, what I've got here is a little container that I've just filled up with some petrol. Fill the syringe up. What's wrong? Here you go, leave them alone. Alright, the important thing, just get an old rag. Now, just be careful when you're putting this in, because if the needle bends or snaps on you, you really don't want to get any petrol, etc. in you. So once it's in there a little ways, just start to feed it. Now give it a little bit of spurt. So sometimes it can pop off like what it's done here. So just give it a little bit more, keep going. Now just take your time, and you can actually slowly start to wiggle the syringe out, and it'll fill up the gap that you just left it there. So it's not a quick thing. You'll need to go and do this a few times. And then when you've got a little bit in there, if you give it a twist, it'll actually start to break it down a bit, the glue that's in there that holds it. Now once you've got all of this off, you've filled it up with petrol, and you can twist the grip around. You should be able to just slide it straight off.
Dad?
Yeah?
The virus away.
Oh, yeah, the virus is going away soon, mate.
Okay, Dad.
Grip. Now hang on to that, don't cut it, because we're going to use that to put back on later. This bit, you can just toss in the bin. Alright. So now it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do, put this end bit in your vise, You don't have to put it in the vise, you can just leave it, you can do it by hand if you want. So, because the grip's a lot fatter, you can just use some masking tape if you've got any handy. I've only got duct tape handy on me at the moment, so that's all I'm going to use. And just go down and just give that a few loose wraps, so that the grip's got something to hang onto, pads it out a little bit. Go up and down it. Make sure you go down it far enough. Yep. Just go a little bit fatter up the end, because that's sort of where most of the gripping is.
No, they might put.
Once that's done, as long as I can get the handle over the end. It's alright, it won't hurt you. Okay, just give that a bit more tighten up. And then to stop it coming off, I just go and get a bit of, I just went and bought some glue. You can use anything, bit of super glue, whatever sort of takes your fancy. And of course, naturally, because you haven't used the glue for a little bit,
They what are you doing with my ghost?
done. Get the new one, line up the grip, because you know, super important. And then just start to push it down. Now, I'm going to just put my gloves on so I don't get glue all over my hands here. Give the grip a bit of a squirt with whatever left over. If you've got a bit too much glue sort of floating around.
Dad, I got my knee on.
And just
I'm
give it
ready
a
at that.
bit of a wipe over.
I'm ready.
You ready, are you?
Yes.
Good job.
I got my nail in my pocket.
Job done. So now
What, Dad?
I've got a club that the kids can play with.
Why, Dad?
Just let it dry for about 12 hours or so for the glue, and away they go. It took about 15 minutes from start to finish. Kids are going to get hours and hours of entertainment out of this. Now, just be a little bit careful if you've got little kids and you've got a couple of them. These are metal heads, so if they're swinging around and they clock each other in the face, they are going to do some damage. So make sure it's supervision at all times when they're using these metal golf clubs instead of the plastic ones.